What size shoe do
I
you?
didn't hear that.
I said, what size shoe do you wear?
I wear a size 14.
Size 14 shoe. Oh wow.
16,
Oh,
actually 16.
actually 16. Okay. Now let me. Okay. Now as you had your foot on her neck, what was her husband doing the whole time while you
Her
was?
husband
Mhm.
had the gun pointed at me the whole time and says, you going to take care of this.
Okay.
You're going to take care of this right now.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will." And he told me, "You will be followed." So him and I, after she was dead, we loaded up her body and put it in the vehicle.
Right. Now let me ask you this one question. How did you know that she was dead, all the way dead after as you stepped on her neck with your foot? How did you know that she was dead?
Because she wasn't moving no more.
She
I
wasn't.
mean, she wasn't moving at the beginning, but she wasn't making no sounds or nothing.
Okay. Now,
And Bob Bashara, and after that, before we loaded up her body,
hmm
Bob Bashara walked over to her and says, "I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean to kill you."
so he said, "I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to kill you." That was his.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Now, so did he help you load the body of his dead wife, or you did this on your own? Because you're a pretty big man. You're a muscular guy. Did you pick her up on your own, or he helped you load her up?
He helped me.
Okay.
He helped me load up the body in the vehicle.
He helped you load the body in the vehicle. Now, this is another thing that I have to ask you, okay? Because, this is, like I said, we are a real world podcast. So, we don't sugarcoat anything around here. And we don't step around and walk around anything. We go straight to the point. Now, when you loaded her body up in her Mercedes Benz SUV, because that's what it was, a Mercedes Benz SUV, after you loaded the body, and you
What's
got
that?
after you loaded her body into the Mercedes Benz SUV and you was driving around with this body, someone was following you, right?
That's right. Someone was following me, yes.
Okay. Now as these
I don't know who was following me or anything, but I was followed. I lost whoever was following me. Then I just dropped the because Bob and Sherry had the key to my apartment.
right,
So he says, "I will make sure you're dead." He already threatened me,
right.
so I didn't even go back to my apartment.
Wow. Okay. So now after you dumped the body, where was the body was in the back seat of the Mercedes Benz SUV, am I right or wrong? It was in the back seat, not the trunk.
It was in what? Her body was in the back seat.
Okay. Now all okay, so you riding around, you basically drive, I want to say it was a good 5 to 6 miles from her home to Detroit to dump the body. Now, after you dumped the body, you got out of the car and you how did you get back to where you got to?
I took a bus
Okay, you took a
I took a bus. I got out of there because I knew Bob and Sherry wanted me dead.
okay. So
Because keep my mouth shut.
to keep your mouth shut. Now let me ask you a question because now there was rumors. Okay, because Bob Bashir, he was into a lot of the S&M and the bondage type things, and it was quoted that you were his lover. Is that true that
No, I was not his lover.
you was not his lover? Were you a,
No,
were you a part of that S&M world with the bondage and stuff? Were you a part of that
no, I was not in part of that SMM world at all.
at all? Okay, because like I said, the media throw shit together, so that's why I have to. That's why I come back and ask, what I'm saying, and give it to the people the proper way, what I'm saying, your side of the truth, because the media, I know how dirty the media is, because I had a run in many years ago with the media, and they told me if I didn't give them a story, they would just make one up. So the media is known for doing that. So, okay.
Right.
Okay. Now, you're sitting at home. What happens? How did you get the police even you get on the police radar? How did that even happen?
Bob Bashara told the police department that night on the 24th that his wife was missing.
Mm-hmm.
He called the police department himself, Grosse Pointe Police Department himself, and told him the person of interest is Mr. Gentz. Go look at him. This is where he lives.
Say, okay, he made the police report about 11:30 on the 24th of was it the 24th or 25th of January?
That's correct.
Okay. And that's how you got on the radar. Now, how did the police come to see you? You know what I'm saying? How did, what made, when they got to you, what was said?
Well, the thing is, the Grosse Pointe Police Department came to my door because I had to go to my apartment to go pick up my suit. So I had another court date for my daughter. So I was in there shaving and everything, and they came knocking on my door. And that was on the I don't remember what day that was. But anyways, they came to my door, and they says, "Well, can you talk to us about Jane Bashara?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay. I need a lawyer present, please. I'm gonna go talk to my lawyer."
Okay.
They says, "No, you don't need one."
Mistake number one. Okay, go ahead.
And when they came, I went to the police department. They were questioning me. They got my DNA because they took a swab for me. They got my DNA.
Right.
Turn around. They let me go. And let me see where did I end up? I ended up hiding because Bashara was around. Because Bashara wanted me dead. He really wanted me dead.
Right. So now, so he wanted you dead. At any point, did he try to reach out and give you a call, or reach out to you through anybody to try to get you to talk to him?
Oh yeah, he was looking for me through everywhere. St. Clair Shores, he looked for me everywhere. I know that for a fact because one of my friends called me up and says, "Bashara is here at this restaurant looking for you." And I was already on the radar.
Okay. So explain to us what happened when the police came and picked you up, after they picked you up and arrested you. Well, hold on after you was questioned and everything, right?
Right.
Okay, there was a rumor that after you was released because they didn't have enough on you to hold you at that time, right?
Oh, they had enough. They had enough to hold me because I told them exactly what happened. I asked for a lawyer. They didn't give me one.
Okay. So and they let you go.
So they didn't even read my Miranda rights.
Right. So
they let me go.
Okay. And as this was going on, they let you go. There was rumor that you had went to a restaurant with family and friends or whatever who, after you got out of jail, and they said that you were posing for pictures and you had your hand up as you were posing with your hands in the strangling motion. Is that true or false? This was on
that wasn't true at all.
Yeah, because that was on the media. That the media put that out there. See, that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't true at all.
Okay, Mr. Gantz. So they didn't try to contact you at all within that 1 month time at all. So they didn't try to contact you or anything. So they come back and they book you. They arrest you. What charges did they arrest you on?
They arrested me for first-degree murder.
First-degree murder. Okay. Now, as you were talking with the police detectives in Grosse Pointe in Detroit, did they make you any type of offer of a plea deal or anything?
Yeah, they told me. Yes, they did. They said, we got you, Mr. Gentz. Don't worry about this. We got you covered. They were going to give me five to whatever years. They promised me they were going to take care of my safety. They didn't do that. I got that in black and white and my paperwork. And the only thing I don't have is what the 5 years is all about, because that's what they said I was going to have.
5 years.
5 to 10. Yeah, that's it. They said they had my back. That was a detective from Grosse Pointe telling me this. But they said your safety will be number one. Well, I'm in public probation right now.
Okay. Now
they said, don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to get your own room and everything. And they didn't do none of that. They didn't watch off my back. And then they said they're going to buy me my TV and give me secure packs. Okay. They didn't do any of it.
Okay. So you don't have a TV right now at all in your cell, is what you're saying. No TV.
No.
Okay. Now, we're going to discuss all that in a second. We're going to get back on. Okay. So, first degree murder, they offered you a plea deal of 5 years. Okay. And they
But
screwed.
it was 5 to 10. That's
Five-
what that's what we're agreed on. 5 to 10.
5 to 10, but you didn't have extensive criminal history, so you would have did 5 and came home in 5 years. That because that's how Michigan worked. So I'm just
Right.
flat saying 5 if you hadn't got in any trouble. Now, Mr. Gentz, you have been locked up since 2013. No, yeah, 2012. You've been locked up since 2012. Have anyone in the prison population behind this tried to attack you or cause
Yes,
any harm?
they have. Yes, they have. I got attacked at Bellamy Creek.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting threats. Here, but I am not worried about that.
Okay.
I mean, I am worried about it because there's people saying that Bashara, I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to go get his money.
So,
I mean, I got people right now out on the yard telling me this.
that they're gonna kill you or do bodily harm to you. That's what you got people in.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. So
I got jumped in Bellamy Creek
how
by 4 guys.
how bad did they jump you? Those 4 guys jump you? Were you,
It didn't give it. I mean, they rolled me out to where I'm at right now,
right?
but I'm still in population.
Wow. And they still got you in general population. Okay.
Yep.
Were you hurt in the altercation? Were you stabbed, cut, any bones broken?
No, I was not. No, I was not stabbed. Thank God.
Okay. And no,
But they just beat me up a little bit. That's all.
they beat you
I
up.
got bruises.
But you're a pretty big man. You know what I'm saying? You're a solid, stocky guy. You didn't. I know you didn't just stand there. You fought back, didn't you?
No, well, I can't fight on 4-on-1. There's no way you can do it.
Right. Yeah, but you could take one of them out though. You could, but
Yeah,
But-
you're right.
okay. But now back. Let's get more to it. Right now, you're in prison. Do you fear for your life through Mr. Bob
I feel for my
Bashara?
life every day.
Okay.
I feel for my life every day.
So, that you know of, allegedly, Mr. Bob Bashara still has a hit on your head from behind prison, and he's in prison as well.
That's correct. No, I do know I got one of his bunkies. It's in, what unit is he in? I think he's in 2. He told me that Bashara wants you dead for sure because that's what he says all the time, and that's the guy. It was his bunkie at Oak Prison.
So pretty much it's just safe to say that Bob Bashara is a dumb ass individual because he's still in prison soliciting to get you killed from behind bars.
That's right. That's right.
And someone could possibly set his dumb ass up and he can get more time than he has already.
That's correct.
Okay. He has a life sentence. He's sentenced to life in prison, am I right?
Yeah, he's got a life sentence.
Okay, so he's gonna die behind bars, so to him it doesn't matter. So I saw pictures of Bob Bashara recently, and it looked like he has got his ass whooped in prison. And people talk in prison. So have you heard of anything of him getting beat up or assaulted in prison?
I have not. I heard that he got his stuff taken. People are ripping him off every day.
Right.
When he gets stored or whatever, they're taking his stuff. That much I do know.
Okay.
That's what people are saying around here.
Right.
That's what his old bunkie said when the guy's in 2 block. He came from Oaks. He said his stuff was ripped off all the time.
Wow. So it's basically he's gonna have to pay somebody eventually for some type of protection in there. In so many words.
That's what I got. That's what I've been hearing.
Okay. Now
That's the rumor on the street. I don't know how true that is. I got no idea.
right. So let me ask you a question because, like I say, you are the killer and you was convicted of her murder, and so was her husband. Okay, her husband was murdered sentenced to life for setting it up, and you were sentenced to 17 years because you did the actual killing, but you cooperated with the police, Grosse Pointe police, to get the life sentence because they wanted the husband. Now, um, Jane, Jane Bashara, what was she like? What was this lady like?
I have no idea. I as a person, I have no idea because I didn't really know her.
So,
that was the first time seeing her. Really.
So that's why it was easy for you to just put your foot on her neck and just choke her out. No, wow.
I didn't know her.
Okay, yeah, you didn't know her, so that's what I said. It was easy to do it, okay, because you really didn't know her. Now, I would say, me killing the motherfucker that you know, if you know him, it's more easier to kill a motherfucker that you know, especially if they done something to you. But I'm just looking at a woman that you didn't know. That would probably make it a little bit easier on your behalf to do it. But, I wouldn't. If he's clicking the gun now. You say he clicked the gun twice. Bang, bang. There was nothing in this gun. He was dry firing.
No, when he had the gun pointed, he cocked it back.
Oh, he cocked it back. Okay. He cocked the gun back.
He cocked the hammer back. Click, click. That's all I heard. And I knew that right then I was going to be a dead man.
Wow. He promised you a Cadillac car and $10,000, correct? That's what was...
The thing was, after she was dead, after we loaded up her body, he says, I'm going to give you $8,000 and I'm going to give you a Cadillac. And then you will be followed on top of that.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't get neither one.
Wow, because you were finna get killed.
That's right. I was going to get killed. That's why he was going to set me up.
Right. There was an appeal process for Bob Bashara, and the appeal process came up pretty quick. And I followed that, so I came down to the courthouse, and I got in, and I happened to see what was going on in the court that day. And when you came in, you can tell that you were not trying to cooperate. You were very frustrated, and you looked like you were an angry man, and you was not giving them anything that they wanted. And also, I gathered that you feared Bob Bashara while he was sitting there because it was like you didn't want to look him in the eye and you really didn't want to say too much. Could you elaborate on your feelings when you was called back to testify?
Well, the thing is, when I was called back to testify, they promised me a lot of things and they didn't give me what I was. My safety was number one. They didn't do that. They told me they were going to get me other stuff, and they didn't do it.
Right.
They said, we got your best interest, Mr. Gentz. We got you covered. Don't worry about this. And when I found out, when I was in prison, when I was in Macomb County Prison, they did not do what they said they were going to do. And I said, fine, I'm not saying nothing no more. I'm done. You want them, you go get them yourself. Fuck you guys. And that's exactly what I told them. Excuse my rant.
No,
Excuse my language.
You can cuss. You can cuss here. This is Real World Podcast. You have freedom of speech to say what you want and cuss. Okay. Now, have any of the Bashara family, James family, or the kids, or anybody, have anyone tried to contact you and reach out to you at all?
No, they have not.
Okay. Now,
I wish they would, because I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the families that's involved. My family, her family, and the kids. I mean, there's a lot involved here, and I feel sorry for all of them.
Now, Mr. Gentz, let me ask you one question, okay? In the media, because I'm glad I have a observant audience and they paid attention to this case. In the media, they said this as well. Is it true that you have some type of a mental illness going on?
No, I do not have a mental. I am, be honest with you, I was in special ed all my life.
Okay.
Okay? That's where that came from.
Right, because the media put it out there that you have special, yeah.
Do I? Well, I'm not the brightest guy in the world.
Okay. Well, you pretty smarter than this one guy that I know by the name of Brian St. John. You're much smarter than he is, even though you're in prison for what you did. But I would still say he's smarter than him. But okay. So, is there any chance of you getting an appeal and getting the time that they promised you? Because they have it in writing. It is in writing of 10 to 15 years. I mean, yeah, 5 to 10 years. So is there any way that your attorney's working on that to try to get you that time?
No, my attorneys, I haven't talked to no attorney. I gave Jeffrey Flagger a piece of paper, and he sent me back a piece of paper saying he can't help me deal with my problem.
Is
Now,
it
I did do that. I asked for Jeffrey Flagger
right?
just recently,
Mm-hmm.
and he wrote me back and says he can't help my case.
Is it that he just don't want to help the case because of the circumstances surrounding the case? That Jane Bashara
I
was
have no idea. I didn't talk to him on the phone. I just gave him a piece of paper what I had, and I gave it to him, and he wrote me back and said he's not interested in my case.
right because as I noticed, Jane Bashara, she was a marketing manager for Kima Services, and that's an energy consulting testing company here in Detroit, and she also she also held a bachelor's and master's degree in business administration from Central Michigan University and the University of Detroit Mercy. So she was pretty well known in her community, and she was very educated, and just in the community period. So for this to happen, that was like pretty much a low blow for her, not only her family, but her work and her colleges and the community period.
Like I said, I feel sorry for all who's involved in this. I really am.
Right, and another one of my patients, one of my family members in the group audience, they said the media they did put it out there that you only had an IQ of 67.
I don't know what my IQ is. I know it's low, but it ain't that low.
It ain't that low, goddammit. You know better than that. Okay. Now let me just ask you. Okay, right now, if you could say anything to the Bashara children, her son and her daughter, I'm going to give you the opportunity right now on my show to say what you have to say to them, and apology or whatever. Go ahead. The microphone is yours.
I feel sorry for James Bashara's kids. I really do. Bob Bashara was there. I'm letting you guys know right now. Bob Bashara was there. He let me inside the house. I mean, he had to go through the house to get to the garage, and the garage door was shut. So he opened up the door for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I am sorry for James Bashara's death.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else to say.
Wow. Okay.